Dear children, welcome to this channel. In this video, we are going to see the problems and exercise problems and examples under the topic tangent function and its inverse. Okay. Remember, the principal domain of the tangent function is open interval minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, not closed interval, open interval minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, and the principal values of the inverse tangent function is y, that is y belongs to that open interval, that they are called the principal values of inverse tangent function. So remember this to do the problems. Okay. Now let us start with example 4.8. So what is this example says? Find the principal value of tan inverse of root 3. Okay. So you have to find out the principal, the value of y such that it is equal to tan inverse of root 3. So by taking y is equal to tan inverse of root 3, by definition what would be? It will be equal to tan y is equal to root 3. So you have to find the value of y in such a way that its tangent value is equal to root 3. So for what angle tangent value will be root 3? You know that for tan 60 it will be root 3, and also tan of pi plus 60, that is 180 plus 60, that is also equal to root 3. But you have to take the value in the open interval minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, that is in the angles in the first quadrant as well as in the fourth quadrant. So pi by 3 belongs to this open interval minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2 as it lies in the first quadrant. So we can take it as a principal value. So what is the principal value? Y is equal to pi by 3. Okay. So what is the easiest way to do the problem means, if the value given is positive, choose the angle such that the tangent value will be root 3 in the first quadrant, right? Choose the angle in the first quadrant whose tan value will be that angle, that value. If it is minus, choose the angle in the fourth quadrant whose tangent value will be that one. Okay. So this is the way to find out the principal value. See, all the problems are very simple to do if you remember the formula and the principal domain, that's all. So next example 4.9 is find tan inverse of minus root 3, tan inverse of tan of 3 pi by 5, tan of tan inverse of 2019. Okay. So first one is tan inverse of minus root 3. So you have to find out the angle for which the tan value will be minus root 3. So what I said, if it is positive, you have to choose the angle in the first quadrant. If it is negative, you have to choose the angle in the fourth quadrant whose tan value will be minus root 3. Okay. So just for writing, what you have to do, you have to take it to be y. So let y is equal to tan inverse of minus root 3, and by definition tan y is equal to minus root 3. So therefore you know that the angle should be lies in the fourth quadrant whose tan value will be minus root 3. For that you have to take the root 3 to find out that angle, take that value root 3 alone. For what angle the tangent value will be root 3? Pi by 3. As it is minus root 3, you have to take the angle to be in the fourth quadrant, that is minus pi by 3. So what is principal value? Principal value is equal to minus pi by 3. Clearly minus pi by 3 belongs to that. So you can write like this, as minus pi by 3 belongs to that, principal value is equal to minus pi by 3. So how to find out it as a minus pi by 3? So I said that if it is negative, that angle should be taken from the fourth quadrant. And how to find out the angle in the fourth quadrant whose value is tan value is minus root 3? So take the numerical value root 3 alone. For what angle the tan value will be root 3? Pi by 3. As it is minus root 3, you have to take it as y as minus pi by root 3, so that it lies in the fourth quadrant. Okay. Now coming to the second subdivision, tan inverse of tan 3 pi by 5. You know that tan inverse of tan x is equal to x only if x belongs to the open interval minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. That means if x belongs to either the first quadrant or fourth quadrant, then only tan inverse of tan x is equal to x. Here let us see whether 3 pi by 5 belongs either the first or fourth. So what is the value of 3 pi by 5? 3 into 180 by 5, that is 108. 108 doesn't belongs to this open interval minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. That is 108 does not in the first quadrant as in the fourth quadrant. It lies in the second quadrant. Therefore 3 pi by 5 does not belongs to this open interval minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. So you should not write tan inverse of tan 3 pi by 5 as 3 pi by 5. So you have to find out another value which is equivalent to this, right? So tan 3 pi by 5 can also be equal to tan of minus 2 pi by 5, where minus 2 pi by 5 belongs to the fourth quadrant, and hence tan inverse of tan 3 pi by 5 is equal to tan inverse of replacing this by tan of minus 2 pi by 5, and as it belongs to the fourth quadrant, using this property it will be equal to minus 2 pi by 5. Okay, but how you obtain this tan 3 pi by 5 and tan of minus 2 pi by 5 are equal? So how to find this value which is equivalent to this, right? Let us see here. You know that tan of pi minus x is equal to, you have to take this tan of pi minus x. You know that tan of pi minus x is equal to minus tan x, and tan of minus x is also equal to minus tan x. So using this property only we are going to find out the value, okay, so that the tangent values are equal, an equivalent angle whose tangent values are equal. So what you have to do, take this pi minus x as 3 pi by 5, pi minus x as 3 pi by 5. Find the value of x from this. So pi minus x is equal to 3 pi by 5. So what would be x? X is equal to pi minus 3 pi by 5, that is 2 pi minus 2 pi by 5. Okay, 5 minus 3, 2 pi by 5. So x is equal to 2 pi by 5, and hence it will be tan of pi minus x and tan of minus x are equal because they are equal, and hence we have taken x is 2 pi by 5, and therefore pi minus x and minus x are equal, and hence we have taken here minus 2 pi by 5. As pi minus x is 3 pi by 5 and it will equal to minus x, that is equal to minus 2 pi by 5. Okay, so do you understand how you obtain tan 3 pi by 5 is equal to tan of minus 2 pi by 5, right? So remember, tan of pi minus x and tan of minus x are equal as they have equal value. So what you have to do, if they does not belongs to the principal domain, then that is minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, what you have to do, take pi minus x, that is if it is pi minus x, because it lies in the second quadrant means it is represented by pi minus x. So pi minus x is equal to 3 pi by 5 means what would be x? X will be equal to 2 pi by 5, and pi minus x and minus x are equal here, and therefore you have to take it as x as minus 2 pi by 5, and hence tan 3 pi by 5 and tan minus 2 pi by 5 are equal. And for the third one, you know that tan inverse of x is equal to x for all x belongs to the real number. And hence tan inverse of 2018 is also equal to 2018 because 2018 is a real number. Whatever number it is for all real number, the answer would be tan inverse of x would be x itself. Therefore, tan inverse of 2018 is equal to 2019. Okay. Now coming to example 4.10. Find the value of tan inverse of minus 1 plus cos inverse of 1 by 2 plus sin inverse of minus 1 by 2. So this is very simple. This will be a 3-mark problem, right? So find the corresponding value of this one, and then for the second term and third term, and then sum up, you will get the required answer. So let us take the first one term to be some y, so that tan y is equal to minus 1. So how to find out the value of y, whose tan value is equal to minus 1? Take the numerical quantity 1 alone. For what angle, tan value will be 1, pi by 4. Here as it is minus 1, it should be minus pi by 4 so that it belongs to the fourth quadrant as it is negative value. So the value of y should be minus pi by 4, right? Now coming to the second term, let it the second term to be some z such that cos z is equal to 1 by 2 as it is positive. You know that for cosine, the principal domain is a closed interval 0 to pi, okay? So you have to choose the angle in such a way that cos value will be equal to 1 by 2 and the angle belongs to the first or the second quadrant. As it is clearly positive, it lies in the first quadrant. The angle should lies in the first quadrant, and you know that for cos 60 is 1 by 2, that is pi by 3. So z should be equal to pi by 3. And then for the third term, let us take the third term to be some w, so that sin w is equal to minus 1 by 2. But you know that for the sine function, the principal domain is closed interval minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. That means you have to choose the angle in the first or the fourth quadrant. Positive means choose the angle in the first quadrant such that the sine value will be 1 by 2. As it is minus 1 by 2, you have to take the angle in the fourth quadrant whose sine value will be minus 1 by 2. So to find out that angle, again take the numerical value 1 by 2. For 1 by 2, the sine, for what angle the sine value will be 1 by 2? For 30 degree, that is pi by 6. But it is minus 1 by 2. So we have to choose the angle in the fourth quadrant, that is minus pi by 6. Okay, simply you have to put minus. So for minus pi by 6 only, sine value will be minus 1 by 2. So what is this? This is x and this is y. Sorry, this is y and this is z and this is w. Substitute the values. So minus pi by 4 and then pi by 3 and minus pi by 6. Under simplification it will be equal to minus pi by 12. Next example 4.11. Prove that tan of sin inverse of x is equal to x by root of 1 minus x square, where x ranges from minus 1 to plus 1. Okay. So we are going to do this problem by taking 3 cases, right? So from minus 1 to 1, x should take the value from minus 1 to 1. But we are going to do this problem, we are going to prove this by taking the value of x by 3 cases. That is by taking x is equal to 0 and x belongs to this open interval and x belongs to this open interval minus 1 to 0. Okay. So case 1 is x is equal to 0. So if we take x is equal to 0, what is left hand side? Tan of sin inverse of 0. Sin inverse of 0 is nothing but 0. So tan 0 is 0. So left hand side is nothing but tan of sin inverse of 0. So that is nothing but tan 0 which is equal to 0. Then what happened to the right hand side? 0 divided by root of 1 which is equal to 0. So LHS and RHS are equal if we take the right hand x is equal to 0. Okay. So in the first case this is true. Now let us take the second case, that is if x belongs to the open interval 0 to 1. 0 to 1. Now let us take the sin inverse of x to be some theta. Okay, let us find its value. So by taking sin inverse of x to be theta, by definition what is x? X is equal to sin theta. Then we can rewrite this x as x by 1. Okay, so sin theta is equal to x by 1 means, when by trigonometric ratio means what you have to do, you will have to draw a right angle triangle. This angle is theta. Sin ratio is nothing but opposite side by hypotenuse. So opposite is x and hypotenuse is 1. So using that, let us find out the adjacent side. So what is adjacent side? Square root of hypotenuse squared minus opposite square, that is 1 minus x square. So this will be root of 1 minus x square. So what is tan theta from this? So what is tan theta? Tan theta is nothing but opposite by adjacent. So x by root of 1 minus x square. Okay. Now as x lies between 0 to 1, here what is x? X is nothing but sin theta. So sin theta lies between 0 to 1. And therefore taking sin inverse means what you will have? Theta. Theta lies between sin 0 is 0 and sin 90 is 1. So theta lies between 0 to pi by 2. That is nothing but the angle lies in the first quadrant. Okay. So tan of sin inverse of x is nothing but where tan of sin inverse of x. What is sin inverse of x? Theta. Tan theta. What is tan theta? X by root of 1 minus x square. So if x belongs to this interval 0 to 1, tan of sin inverse of x is equal to x by root of 1 minus x square. So we can apply the rule moreover because theta lies in the first quadrant, the required principal domain, right? Now coming to the third case, that is if x belongs to the open interval minus 1 to 0. When x belongs to the open interval minus 1 to 0, again let us take the sin inverse of x to be some angle pi. So sin pi is equal to x. Again rewrite x as x by 1. So by using the same method, tan pi will be x divided by root of 1 minus x square. Okay. So as minus 1 less than x less than 0, this pi, sin pi lies between minus 1 to 1. So taking sin inverse, what happens? Sin inverse of minus 1 is minus pi by 2 and the sin inverse of 1 is 0 and the sin inverse of sin pi will be pi. Therefore, pi lies between the minus pi by 2 to 0. Again, that is in the fourth quadrant. So, if even that angle lies in the fourth quadrant, so tan of sin inverse of x is equal to tan pi x divided by root of 1 minus x square. That is, if x belongs to this open interval, the angle lies in the first quadrant, and if x belongs to this interval, the angle lies in the fourth quadrant. That is our restricted domain, and hence in both the domain we have proved the result, and hence tan of sin inverse of x is equal to x by root of 1 minus x square, where x lies between minus 1 to 1. Okay, so this is true in all the cases. Now let us go to exercise 4.3. The first question is find the domain of the following functions. The first one is tan inverse of root of 9 minus x square. Okay. You know that the domain of a tan inverse function is the entire real number, that is from minus infinity to plus infinity, open interval. So this root of 9 minus x squared should lies between minus infinity to plus infinity. So this is a square root, that is a quantity in the under the square root. So a quantity must belongs to the real number means it should be positive. It should not be negative. If it is negative, it would be an imaginary number, so that it does not belongs to the real number. So as it is a real number, root of 9 minus x squared must be a positive quantity. Either it is 0 or it is a positive quantity. Therefore, 9 minus x squared must be greater than or equal to 0. Okay. So, as it lies a real number, as it is a real number, it should not be negative because it lies in the root. So, if it is a negative number means it will become an imaginary. So, that it does not belongs to this real number. And hence, root of 9 minus x squared lies between minus infinity to plus infinity implies 9 minus x squared is greater than or equal to 0. Do you understand this? Now, this implies that adding x squared on both sides, we have 9 is greater than or equal to x squared. That is, x squared is less than or equal to 9. That means as it is a squared quantity, it lies between, x lies between minus 3 to plus 3, because minus 3 the whole square is also 9 and plus 3 the whole square is also 9. And the numbers lying between minus 3 to plus 3, the square will be less than or equal to less than 9. And hence x lies between minus 3 to plus 3. So what is the value of x? X ranges from minus 3 to plus 3. So what is the domain of the given function? X belongs to the closed interval minus 3 to plus 3. Okay, are you able to follow this? Next, the second subdivision is half into tan inverse of 1 minus x squared minus pi by 4. So even though the function is given, you have to only take this quantity and you have to find out the domain for this one, right? So you know that the domain of tan inverse is real number minus infinity to plus infinity, open interval. So 1 minus x squared should lies between minus infinity to plus infinity. Again subtracting 1 on both sides or throughout. So from minus infinity, if you subtract minus 1, it will be again some infinity. So it is minus infinity less than minus x squared is less than infinity. So let us multiply throughout by minus. So on multiplying throughout by minus, what happened to the inequality? It get reversed. So this will be plus infinity is greater than x squared is greater than minus infinity. That is, minus infinity is less than x squared is less than infinity. Again taking square root, it is an infinity means that it won't be any simple number, or taking square root. So again it's going to be some another infinity. So minus infinity less than x less than infinity. So what is the range of x? X belongs to the open interval minus infinity to infinity. That is, x belongs to the entire real number R. Okay. Now you can try the second and third problem by yourselves. Okay. Second one is find the value of tan inverse of tan 5 pi by 4, and second subdivision is tan inverse of tan of minus pi by 6. Here you can use the hint. 5 pi by 4 means this is 225. The angle is 225. That lies in the third quadrant. Third quadrant means in the example we find an angle which lies in the second quadrant. So in that second quadrant means what we took a tan of pi, that is pi minus x. Second quadrant angle means it represented by pi minus x. So we took that angle as pi minus x. We found that x, and it will be equal to tan of pi minus x, and tan of minus x would be equal. So we used that minus x there. But here this angle lies in the third quadrant. Angle in the third quadrant is represented as pi plus x. Tan of pi plus x is equal to tan x. Okay. So take this angle 5 pi by 4 as pi plus x. Find x and rewrite tan 5 pi by 4 is equal to tan of that angle. Okay. Do you understand this? When it lies in the second quadrant, you have to take tan of pi minus x is equal to tan of minus x. But if it lies in the third quadrant, use this condition, tan of pi plus x is equal to tan x, and find x. Okay. Then third question is find the value of tan inverse of 7 pi by 4, tan of tan inverse of 1947, and tan of tan inverse of minus 0.2021. Very simple problem, and you can verify whether your answers are correct as I have given the answers by the side. Okay. Then coming to the fourth one, find the value of first subdivision is tan of cos inverse of 1 by 2 minus sin inverse of minus 1 by 2. Second subdivision is sin of tan inverse of 1 by 2 minus cos inverse of 4 by 5. And third one is cos of sin inverse of 4 by 5 minus tan inverse of 3 by 4. Now let us do the first one. As usual, you have to evaluate the term inside the bracket. So what is the first term inside the bracket? Cos inverse of 1 by 2. Take it as y. So that cos y is equal to 1 by 2. So you have to find out the value of y such that cos value is 1 by 2 and also lies in the principal domain 0 to pi. As it is a positive quantity, you have to take the angle in the first quadrant whose cos value is 1 by 2. Clearly it is pi by 3. Okay. Because cos 60 is 1 by 2. So y will be pi by 3, and therefore as it belongs to the closed interval, clearly y is equal to pi by 3. And then the second term inside the bracket is sin inverse of minus 1 by 2. So take it to be some z. So as usual, sin z is equal to minus 1 by 2 by definition. So you have to find out the value of z whose sin value is minus 1 by 2. But the principal domain is minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. That means you have to choose the angle in the either in the first or in the fourth. As it is negative, the angle should be in the fourth quadrant. Okay. So how to find out the angle in the fourth quadrant? Take the numerical quantity 1 by 2 alone. For what angle the value will be 1 by 2? Pi by 6, right? 30 degree. Sin 30 is 1 by 2. And as it is minus 1 by 2 and the angle should belong to the fourth quadrant, you have to take minus pi by 6. So z is equal to minus pi by 6. So what is tan of cos inverse of 1 by 2 minus sin inverse of minus 1 by 2? Tan of this is y and this is z. Tan of y minus z, right? Substitute y and z. Tan of y is pi by 3 and z is minus pi by 6. So minus of minus would become plus pi by 6. And then pi by 3 plus pi by 6 is nothing but pi by 2. 30 plus 60 is 90, that is tan pi by 2, 90. Tan 90 is infinity. So the value is infinity. Okay. Now coming to the second subdivision. What is the second one? Tan inverse of 1 by 2 minus cos inverse of 4 by 5 inside the bracket. So you have to find out first. Okay. Let tan inverse of 1 by 2 is equal to y. Then by definition it will be tan y is equal to 1 by 2. But here we don't know the exact value of y whose tangent value is 1 by 2. So instead, in that case, what you have to do, you have to find out using the Pythagoras theorem and using the trigonometric ratio formula, you have to find out sin y and cos y. So tan y means if the angle is y, tan y is 1 by 2 means here opposite side is 1 and adjacent side is 2. And hence the hypotenuse will be square root of 1 squared plus 2 squared, that is root 5. And hence what is sin y? Sin y is equal to 1 by root 5 and cos y is equal to 2 by root 5. Okay. And then the second part inside the bracket is cos inverse of 4 by 5. So take to be some z. Cos z is equal to 4 by 5. So we do that is a z. Cos z is equal to 4 by 5 doesn't represent the angle, any angle, known angle, the specific angle, because for a specific angle cos value will not be equal to 4 by 5 for the specific angles. So in that case what you have to do, you have to find out sin z. Already cos z is there, find out sin z, right? So cos z is 4 by 5 means by this Pythagoras theorem here, cos z, if it is z, cos z 4 by 5 means adjacent side is 4, hypotenuse is 5. So by Pythagorean triple, the opposite side would be 3 and hence sin z is equal to 3 by 5. Opposite by hypotenuse 3 by 5. Okay. So this is the given expression, sin of tan inverse of 1 by 2 minus cos inverse of 4 by 5. That is nothing but sin of y and this is z minus z. So we don't know the exact value of y and z. So what you have to do, you are going to use the compound angle formula. What is sin of y minus z? Sin y cos z minus cos y sin z. Okay. If you know the value of exactly the value of y and z as in the previous subdivision 1, we can directly substitute and we can find out the answer directly. Because y and z are not known exactly, we are using the compound angle formula. Okay. So substitute the corresponding values of sin y and cos z, cos y and sin z here. So sin y is nothing but 1 by root 5 and cos z is 4 by 5. And then cos y is 2 by root 5 and sin z is 3 by 5. So 4 by 5 root 5 minus 6 by 5 root 5. So as the denominators are same and 4 minus 6 is minus 2. And here root 5 is a third and then irrational number. When you get irrational number in the denominator, it should be rationalized by multiplying its conjugate, that is root 5 by root 5. So root 5 into root 5, 5, that is denominator will become 25 and this is minus 2 root 5. Okay. Third subdivision is cos of sin inverse of 4 by 5 minus tan inverse of 3 by 4. So let us take the first term sin inverse of 4 by 5 to be y, so that sin y is equal to 4 by 5. And there is no specific angle whose sin value will be 4 by 5. So in that case you have to find out the cos y. So again in the same method, taking them this to be sum and then the Pythagorean triple, you will have the like this. If it is y and sin y is equal to 4 by 5 means opposite side and hypotenuse. So what would be the Pythagorean triple? 3. So cos y is equal to 3 by 5. Okay. And then the second term, tan inverse of 3 by 4 is equal to z. So tan z is equal to 3 by 4 by definition. And there is for no specific angle, tangent value will be 3 by 4, and hence find the cos z and sin z in that case. So as usual, you will get cos z as 4 by 5 and sin z as 3 by 5. And then by substituting here, cos of, it will be cos of y minus z. You have to use the compound formula as y and z are not known exactly. And therefore, what is the compound formula? Compound formula for this, cos of a minus b is equal to cos a cos b plus sin a sin b. So cos of y minus z is equal to cos y cos z plus sin y sin z. Substitute the values. On substituting the values, we will have 3 by 5 into 4 by 5 plus 4 by 5 into 3 by 5. That is 2 times 12 by 5, that is 24 by 25. Denominator will be 25. So 24 by 20. In my last video, I gave 2 rebuses. Okay. Did you find the answer? Let me write down the answer for these 2 rebus now. Okay. The second one is n circle. It represents the word n circle. See, look here, the word n is in the form of a circle. So n circle, right? The next one, this rebus represent the word, a compound word, that is all in all. All in all. See, the word all lies in between the word all. So all in all. I don't know how many of you have found the answer. I appreciate those who find the answer correctly.